cracklings, just me. I actually came up with something that I hope becomes pretty revolutionary in witchcraft. Today I went to Michael's with the thought in mind that I wanted to get ingredients to make a poppet that I had in mind using clay and material, and I had an idea in my head of what I wanted, but once I got there, something kind of struck me, and I wanted to do something a little bit different because I was going all Virgo crazy and thinking about, okay, the structure won't be sound like I wanted. I wanted to make a pretty in-depth doll, and finally something hit me, and I wanted to invent a type of poppet. I came up with, because I'm going to put it under Puzzooks and probably sell them at shows and whatever, and I do want this to become a thing where people know that it got created here, and I think this is a great idea. I am calling it the Poppet Pot. Basically Puzzooks Poppet Pot. And I'm gonna show you guys the ingredients and then the final result so you guys can see what goes into this and what my idea is blossoming to be, because I am making my first one and I don't know how it's gonna come out, so you are gonna find out with me if history is in the making. So first I needed to figure out what kind of poppet I wanted to make. And because I work so much with divination, and because I always joke that I'm a divination diva, I decided my first poppet pot is going to be a divination diva. That's right, a divination diva Puzzooks Poppet Pot. For the head, I'm going to need terracotta colored, because I matched with the pot, clay. I have a terracotta colored tiny pot. I wanted to do a tiny little poppet size, little tiny cutesy pot. So for the innards, my idea is I got black fabric here. I'm going to cut a square of it, and I'm going to put a bunch of herbs that I whipped together. This is actually the ingredients I use for my divination type jars. They enhance sight and psychic abilities and things like that. I use it on the regular, so I know it works. Out of the whole thing that I'm doing not knowingly, I did want to have an aspect that I know worked perfectly. I am going to also put in my own attributes that I usually do for just regular poppet making into this, but basically I'm going to roll a ball of clay and bake it, and I'm also going to take these cute beads and make eyes out of them and kind of sculpt around them. I got colors I normally use when it comes to magic: purples, reds, whites, and blacks. I also have a little tiny bag. I went to my local gem store and I found these tiny little crystal quartz. I also have a tiny little pyrite in here that I'm going to use as well, and try to make a cute little head for this poppet, because that's the main focal point appearance wise, when inside the protective pot is going to be the innards, and they're going to be protected with, of course, the pot, and everything is going to be glued to the inside of the pot so it does not shift. But I think this is going to be really fun, and I will take little snippets and we shall see how this goes. I'm so excited to make this divination diva. Let's get to it. I've got the pot here. I've got a cute little charm, my mixture, which I will not say what this is because this is actually something that I whipped up and has about, I think, like 19 different ingredients. There's also a bunch of stones at the bottom that I put according for this poppet. I've got scissors and clay, the stones I'm using, some beads for eyes, sewing kit, and material. Let's see how this works out. Bag complete with stitches and then flipped inside out. Time to put the herbs in. Okay, so now I'm just taking the pin head and just making sure everything is gonna fit. I put my crystals in place. I'm gonna take them out and I'm gonna bake this puppy. Okay, little Miss Divination Diva is baking right now so that she's all set to be adhered to this little pot. And I also, speaking of adhered, made sure that this mojo bag isn't going anywhere, the poppet innards. So I did sew that all together and all my ingredients are in there. It smells so good. I've got that puppy on there, and I am so stoked. I am just deciding on eyes. I've got the crown already that I'm working on. I am working on hair. I am so excited. Okay, she's done baking, and now I'm going to put a bit of glue and everything around there and going to start the assembly process. I'm so excited to show you guys the final result. I finished her, and I am in love. Look at her. I wanted a little bit more detail, so I actually took a Sharpie and just outlined the eyes. And I took thread and I just, so you could see the back, I just took like giant chunks of thread and just glued it right to it. It did take time to bake and kind of assemble a little bit, but easy peasy and super, super cute. My little divination diva is done, and she is adorable, and her name is Nadine. Little Miss Nadine Passgrove. Oh my god, she's so cute. I love her. She's the perfect girl for me. I am absolutely zonked. It's like 5 in the morning, but I am so happy with how she came out. She is so pretty and I love her, and maybe, just maybe, I designed her hair after mine, and because she's made for me for my divination purposes. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love her. I hope you guys had fun with me in this really cool discovery of my Poppet pots, and I am so excited to actually start carrying them at Puzzooks. I'm gonna try to work on a whole bunch after deities, because obviously I designed this one after me and I think it would be fun to personalize them. So I think I'm gonna make a really cool project out of this for my business, for Puzzooks. You know, they take a little bit of time and a lot of care per piece, but I think this will be fun to have Puzzooks Poppet pots. I think that Puzzooks Poppet pots are going to be a big thing. I know it's a different way to do a Poppet, but it's just so cute and so awesome, and so it's like pretty much a cross between a Poppet and a witch jar. So I just love it so much, and I can't wait to make more. I hope you guys loved it too, and I will see you guys next time. Just saying.